The musical magic continues for award-winning singer, writer, and speaker Royal Height, the music ambassador. Royal Height has done it again. His new song, Ain't Gotta Go Home Just Gotta Get the Hell Up Outta Here, capsulizes the end of the Trump presidency with humor, hope and hard facts. We need a good belly laugh, and I challenge you to share it with the world.
I did. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. This is Royal Height, the music ambassador, live and in living color right here at the Royal Height of Music podcast, where we are taking our music to the world. And this afternoon, I am pleasured to have one of my very good friends, a man who's been with me. We've been seeing some ups, some downs, and even some turnarounds. This evening, we have a very good man in Mr. Willaim Murry. He has, in previous life, he's been everything from still a realtor. He used to be a DC street vendor and an assortment of other great things. But I introduce you today. He's a public speaker, a motivational speaker. He is the CEO of Millionaire Mindset Institute, and he's doing a lot of great things. His influence has been phenomenal. He has worked for big companies, little companies. He does individual as well as group coaching, life coaching, teaching guys how to think and be motivated, men and women. He's touched hearts and minds a lot of places. And I might add, he's been a good personal friend of mine for a long time. Good afternoon, Mr. Murry. How are you doing?
Oh, my brother, you know, when I'm talking with you, man, it is always a pleasure. And hello to you, all your peeps out there. This is an honor for me. This is definitely an honor for me.
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Murry, one of the things I failed to mention was the fact that, like myself, you are a renowned podcaster too. You have been on the air for quite a long time. I got a lot of footsteps to make up to catch up with you, but I've had the pleasure of being the guest on your show several times. You've always been a great host, and it's my pleasure today to turn the tables on you and actually have you here to find out what you're doing. So just starting off real quick, we're going to jump right into it. Mr. Murry, if you would, just share with my audience what you have done in the past. Give us a little of your roots, where you're from, what you've been doing in the past, and bring us up to date, if you will.
Well, Roy, I'm like you. I'm a country boy.
Okay.
You know, you're from down Carolina way. I'm from West Virginia. From a very small town where the sign said, the front of the sign said you just entered, and the back of it said you just left. So, and, you know, West Virginia is a nice place to be from. I came to D.C. in 1969 at the age of 19 to start my life as an adult. And I knew when I got here, there was no doubt whatsoever. One thing I knew, I was going to go directly and get in the movement. And I've been an activist now for 50 years.
All right.
I've done everything from when I first got here, getting a job working for a grocery store. You know, I worked 10 years with Metro. I pushed that iron horse. And I went to work one day, and I said, after 10 years, I told my supervisor I had an eye problem. He told me, you got good insurance, go to the doctor and get back here. I said, no, sir, that ain't what I'm talking about, my eye problem. He said, what you talking about your eye problem? I said, well, I decided I don't want to work here no more. I want to be an entrepreneur. I quit. And that's my eye problem.
All right.
And I became an entrepreneur, man. Now it's been 45 years. I'm in my 45th year as an entrepreneur. I've had clothing stores. I've had printing factories. I started out a vendor out in the street, just like you. And I had a clothing store, printing factory, I had warehouses, my own clothing line. Then I got into, and I sold my business. I got an offer I couldn't refuse. And I got into real estate, which is still an entrepreneur. And God, you know, everything you do, man, just prepares you for your tomorrow. Everything you do prepares you for tomorrow. If you look back and see the lesson learned of that day, that week, that month, that year, and everything behind you is just a lesson. And then I got into, I was speaking so much. And like I said, an activist, I was putting together a lot of the marches of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and some 2000s. The big march we had here in D.C. with 100-some thousand people. Well, I was one of the organizers. So I've been out there with some of the greats. They mentored me. I can say Reverend Fauntleroy, Dick Gregory, Joe Madison. I've sit with the likes of Coretta Scott King, Rosa Parks. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But like Dick Gregory and I, for 37 years, was very, very close, very good friends, and he was my main mentor.
Oh, wow. Well, I tell you, you got an illustrious past. You have done some outstanding things, like I said, I know for myself. But if you will, now, one of the things that I know you are intimately involved in, I see your beautiful signage in the back of you there, in the background, yes, is the Millionaire Mindset Institute. Mastermind Institute. Would you be kind enough just to share with the audience exactly what you do with the Mastermind Institute?
Well, the Millionaire Mastermind Institute is an institute for entrepreneurs, future entrepreneurs, and those who want to build a better life and lifestyle. We take you from idea to implementation and beyond. We build millionaire mindsets, because the most important thing is your mindset. We build lifestyles and businesses. I often tell people, you know, it's here where millionaire mindsets, lifestyles, and businesses are made. Everything, I'm a mindologist. Mm-hmm. You know, they call me Professor Murry, and I'm a mindologist. The most important thing is your thought process. And I teach you how to think in any situation to make it benefit you. Because that's what it's about. It's to benefit you. And there's lessons in everything. So I take and guide you into there's a process to everything. Everything has a process. And once you learn the process, it gets easier and easier for you to succeed in anything that you want. But it first goes through thought. Everything in your existence, your life first goes through thought.
Wow. That's mighty heavy. But I'll tell you, I know I have been with you, like I said, several times. I've had the pleasure of actually attending a couple of your sessions on your live conferences periodically. I've even had the pleasure of you entertaining a group that I had together at the DC Arc a couple of years ago.
Yes.
As one of our keynote speakers for that event. And it was just amazing to see that in a very short time, you could get people just focused and on what to do to improve themselves. And that has been an inspiration to me because, you know, I too am moving in that same direction, actually using influence that I have through the power of speaking and talking to encourage people to unleash, to uncover, and use talents that are already in them, but have been untapped. It's things and haven't used before that can be nurtured and grown. And believe me, you have been part of my inspiration to move along those lines also. Now, currently, can I ask you, Mr. Murry, I know you're very busy now. You speak a lot of speaking engagements and things like that. Let me ask, what types of subjects do you teach on? Because different people have different needs. And what are your specialties? What's your main focus when you speak to groups?
Well, you know, Royal, because I've been doing this so long, and you know, I put on a lot of seminars, and I do it all over the country. And I have in the Institute are experts in every field of business. So when I do a seminar, like I did one day, that was 10 hours, 10 educators. Well, when you're sitting there and they're speaking, see, the only time I'm an educator is when I'm on stage. Outside of that, I'm a student. Because, see, I learned a long time, you blame nobody for where you are. You are where you are behind your choices. So teach you, and I really do. My expertise, like I said, I'm a mindologist. So I work on your thought process. And once you understand the depth and the power of your mind, it makes everything easier. Here's how powerful your mind is. Because you can hear me, am I correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you're understanding everything I'm saying instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just think, your mind moves 930,000 times faster than sound.
Wow.
That's how powerful your mind is. That's why they say if you think it, you can accomplish it. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is work on it, work on the process, and don't let negativity and fear get in your way. Because fear is a liar. Mm-hmm. And once you realize that you can accomplish everything, now it's a process. Roy, you got to do research. Because remember, we were talking, I was telling you about things you had to do in order to do what you're doing now. Mm-hmm. It takes research, studying, and understanding to get it what you want and in the fashion you want it. So you are where you are behind your choices.
Wow. And again, I must agree with you. And like I said, as we are about to embark into a brand new year, we got 2021 right at us. And we have seen everything from the Black Lives Matter being brought to the forefront this year. And, music is my thing. I have a Black Lives Matter song that you actually interviewed me about on your podcast. Yes. And you have played my music. You've been a big encourager for what I've been doing. I want to know for yourself, because I've been to your events, you always use music as opening themes you play on a regular basis.
Yes.
And as you close, you bring in music. So to me, that's just saying that music has a special place in motivating and inspiring and lifting people. Could you tell us your views on that?
Well, there's a lot of education in music. Mm-hmm. I was around 18, 17, 18, when Curtis Mayfield put out the song, We're a Winner. He put out, I think, in 1968. Well, I love that song, and not knowing what the future held for me. And when I started traveling the country, speaking and educating and doing my show, that was the easiest thing I had to do. I already knew what my theme song was going to be, because we are a winner. Right. You never let anybody say that you can't make it. Don't let your feeble mind or feeble person get in your way. Wow. And I know we're a winner. That's why I teach the action process, the mindset. Because one thing for sure, if you come to my sessions or you listen to my show, you will not be the same person you walked in as. And if you do, then you the one got the problem.
Well, I agree with you. I know that the mind is such a powerful tool.
It is.
And when it's used properly, it can take us to heights that, first of all, before we activated it, we think we could even achieve it. And like you said, through the mindset change, through good discipline and developing good habits, being around inspirational people, saying the right thing, writing out your goals, and all those things that lead you in that direction has been something that I think should be part of the regular curriculum in schools, especially in schools of color. We need to be reminded, especially young men and young women need to be reminded of the genius that God already blessed them with, and they simply have to develop it and put it to use.
Roy, the problem that we have, and it's our fault. It's not our fault. It is we gave them everything they wanted, or we wanted them to have, except the knowledge and education of our history. If we stop giving them material items. Because if you ask someone, man, what did somebody get you for your birthday? What did somebody get you for Christmas? What did somebody see? If the only thing you can do is give a material item, then you're looking at it wrong, brother. It's not the material item, it's the spiritualness. That's the reason I tell people, regardless, I love you. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Because when you give love, man, you're at peace. And the blessings are just sitting there waiting on you.
All right, all right. Now, as we're 21.
Yes.
For the changing of culture, I mean, we all had to make adjustments with this COVID-19. It's been something that a lot of people have fallen into depression, and a lot of people are worried about their finances and the stimulus and rent and a little bit of everything. As we move into 2020, what kind of, if you just had 2 or 3 minutes to tell the audience today, what would be a good thing for them to do for 2021 as a priority to make their lives better, what would it be?
Look back at 2020. That's one of the best lessons we could have gotten.
Mm.
You know, something years ago, was the thing he spoke. And he said, it's during tough times when more millionaires are made.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you do has to have, if you give value, then you're going to succeed, because people, I'm brilliant. I don't deny myself of my brilliance. But people don't want my brilliance. Mm-hmm. All they want is my expertise. Mm-hmm. Just like you. You're smart. You're very, very intelligent, very brilliant. But they don't, to be successful, you can't say I'm brilliant and let it go. They don't want they want your expertise. So I'm telling people, for 2021, entrepreneur right now is the time to be an entrepreneur and build a business that puts value out there. Give your client value, give the public value. Look, I'm looking at myself, Roy, and we close the same age. I just turned 70. And I look at the experience. See, I grew into this. You couldn't have told me years ago I'd be the president of an institute. Mm-hmm. And I've got all these people, and I'm traveling the country, and I got all these corporations, companies, and individuals calling me for advice on how to do and start a business. Now is the time to go into ownership. Whole year, prepare yourself for tomorrow. Every day prepares you for tomorrow. If you're sitting down waiting on it to go by like it was, it's never, ever going to be what it was. It is a new normal. Learn the new normal. The people around you is going to, like they say, you show me your friends and I can tell you your future. Mm-hmm. So it's who you have around you. Like I told you, look who I had around me. Mm-hmm. Look at the people I named that I had around me. That's just a few. But I was always around people of power and brilliant minds. And when you're around them, you start thinking. I used to sit on the show. You remember Kathy Hughes had WL on H Street.
Absolutely.
I would be sitting right there. She'd be on the air, and I'd be sitting right there watching her listening. She'd let me come in and sit there as long as I didn't say anything, because she's live. I did the same thing with Bernie McCain, who was the godfather of talk. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people that she had as radio host on doing a talk show, I'd be sitting right, every time she gave me a chance, I would sit right there and just listen and learn. I didn't know it was going to benefit me 20-something years later. Mm. Because I take and do what they did and teach it my way.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, you have a quality of excellence about you, and it's very easy for me to understand why people take the time to be involved and listen to what you have to say, because really it's very simplistic but yet profound. And that's a talent and a skill that is one that you nurture, but it was a certain degree of a gift that God gave you to be able to do that, to have the foresight to sit under the tutorage of other people who were doing great things only to develop yourself to one day to be doing great things yourself. That's a great testament to a black man. We've had so many negative things that they've said about us and done to us that when you break the mold and start operating in excellence, knowing that you deserve to, it's not exception to the rule. This is a rule a lot of people it could be their standard as opposed to the exception to the rule. I applaud you for what you're doing. I really, really do.
My mentor, my brother, my very, very dear friend Dick Gregory said something one time. We were putting together a protest against the police departments, and we had to march 26 miles. And the police had to guard us while we marched. There's about 300 of us. Dick said something when the meet man that stuck with me, and I will never, ever forget that. He said, you got to have the spirit of a turtle. Soft on the inside, hard on the outside, and not afraid to stick your neck out.
Not afraid to stick your neck out. There you go. I like that. I like that.
Because you got to. For you to be doing what you're doing, what are you doing?
Hey, you got to go for it.
You're sticking your neck out. You got to go for it, baby. You can't stay in a shell and expect things to happen. If you want something, go for it. Here's the thing about it. Your spirit, all of us got one, is waiting on you to tell it what you want. That's what I'm saying. Don't think it, speak it. If you're talking to yourself, good. Because you're speaking to your spirit is waiting on you to give it an assignment.
There you go.
And your spirit is going to work 10 times as hard as you to give it to it once you show your spirit that you will know, stay and work which assignment you gave your spirit. And it will work 10 times as hard as you.
Wow. Well, with that being said, I can't think on a higher note to end than on that. I want to again thank you, Mr. Murry.
Can I give them how to tune into my show?
Yes, please. That was going to be one of my final questions. Give us your contact information so that people will be able to reach back at you.
Well, every Tuesday and Friday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Fridays, you call in, or you can I'm on Facebook Live, facebook.com/W Murry, Murry, or you can call in. The number is 848-0510. That's 218-548-0510. And the PIN number is 1950 pound, 1950 pound. And if you want to reach me here at the Institute, and I'm available, book me. We can do it however you want to. I'm still doing one-on-ones. I'll give away 15 minutes free consultation for whoever calls me. And the number is 240-619-2019. 240-619-2019. And I'll talk to you. God gave me a gift. And God tells you, just like you, Royal, you don't keep what God give you. He gave away. But make a living at it.
There you go. Mr. Murry, I want to thank you. I wasn't going to do, but I'm gonna go there. I know this brother as Rook because
that tells us how long we've been knowing each other.
We go back 25 years plus.
25, 30 years, something like that.
And I'll tell you, it's been a great thing knowing you. And even as right now, up to date, we still network and we facilitate.
Yes.
There have been many times you've come to my aid, and I thank you for that.
And brother, you have come to mine.
Hey, well, that's what real brothers are supposed to do. It's not the exception that should be the rule. Again,
well, Roy, neither one of us are what we were when we met. We aren't even doing the same things we did when we met.
No, but hey, I think we both are the better for it.
We grew. It's called growth, brother. It's called growth.
So again, I want to thank you for your time. But before I depart, I'd like to say to my audience out there that if you're liking some of the stuff you're hearing today, we invite you to join us. We have different levels you can work with us. If you'd like to advertise what you do, if you're interested in being an affiliate to help promote what you're doing, we help you. You help us. We can do that. And even if you're considering being a sponsor, if you want to step out there, your company or your organization wants to have your name travel wherever we do, out in the front of us, that we advertise for you and let people know that you are endorsing the positive things that we're doing, we invite you to do that. You can reach us at venrorecords.com. That's spelled VENRO and the word records with a S. VENRO, venrorecords.com. Or you can give us a call at area code 240-606-9742. And I'll repeat that, 240-606-9742. And I want to remind you that, again, my name is Royal Height. This is the Royal Height of Music podcast. We are taking our music to the world. And we can't help but meet great people like Mr. Murry in our travel. Thank you again, my brother. Look forward to inviting you back again soon, because I know there's a lot more you can share.
You know, let me tell them something real quick. Go to YouTube. I got almost 200 videos on the class and things I've taught. Go to MRWMURY, Mr. W. Murry, and look at some of the videos and learn what I taught already.
Amen. Okay.
And my brother, I'm always here for you.